It does bring up a lot of really interesting and, I will say, not entirely resolved questions. Based on the newer dating from the cave, they seem to have gone extinct. The last fossil evidence is about 60,000 years ago. The last stone tools seem to be about 50,000 years ago. And that is very similar in its age to when we see modern humans moving into Southeast Asia. So one possibility is that the Homo floresiensis was outcompeted by modern humans. So modern humans moved into the area and they just couldn't coexist and went extinct. It's possible that their relationship was more aggressive and potentially they were actively fighting. We don't have any evidence of that, of course. We don't really have any specific evidence of them coexisting. So a third possibility is that they went extinct on their own, unrelated to the arrival of modern humans. A fourth possibility could have been that there was some interbreeding event and some more kind of interaction in that way, but there doesn't seem to be, at least right now, any evidence of that in modern human genomes from that area. So most likely they either went extinct on their own or there was some kind of negative interaction with modern humans, possibly just couldn't compete with them. Maybe their technology wasn't as sophisticated. And so they went extinct basically around the same time that we see humans entering into this general region.
But there are going to be people who say, well, maybe they're still around. There's these tales that people have of these little people, folk legends and everything on Flores. Do you ever hear about that?
I only know that there have been these stories passed down of these little people living in the forest. So it's possible, like I said, that they did coexist with modern humans for some period of time before they disappeared. I find it almost impossible to believe that they're still there somewhere. But I guess you can't rule out anything, but I think it's extremely unlikely that somebody would not have more definitive evidence of this at this point. They wouldn't have been observed in more recent times. So I suspect that that's not the case.
What are the best arguments that you hear that it cannot be Homo floresiensis?
Well, because of the commonest argument goes something like, well, if they did exist, the Laihoa as biological beings, specimens would have been discovered by now. And somebody would have seen one, somebody would have found one, someone would have caught one. It's not a very good argument because
you have 27 people who have encountered them.
That's the more obvious point. And that raises a whole bunch of other questions, doesn't it, about authority and who can decide what constitutes evidence.
Who should we trust? Whose testimony matters? Yeah, and I don't want to suggest that because 27 people report having seen them, therefore the Laihoa exists. But it certainly weakens the argument that, well, somebody would have seen them by now.